A night security officer at an old hospital shared this concerning incident. While guarding the entrance, she started hearing unsettling voices echoing through the empty hallways. She felt an unexplained presence around her during her shift. Then something strange happened.
Esto lo voy a dejar registrado porque son 16 de diciembre, 11 de la noche. Bueno, mira, esta wea está pasando hace mucho rato y yo acá estoy sola, weón. No hay nadie. Concha tu padre.
Her footage shows a wheelchair moving by itself along the corridor. The officer had confirmed she was alone on that floor, and all windows were closed at the time. The security footage hasn't been tampered with according to the timestamps, but whether this was truly paranormal activity, or if there's another explanation, remains unclear. This woman Morgan posted something really creepy on TikTok that her parents had sent her. They'd caught footage on the motion sensor camera sitting inside her dad's workshop. The thing only starts recording when it picks up movement, and one night, just after midnight, it kicked on out of nowhere. When they first looked at it, they figured maybe a bug flew by, or dust drifted past, or something totally normal moved near the door. But once they actually watched the whole thing, what they found really freaked them out. Her dad had left the workshop door open, and out there in the dark, you can see something pale, just hanging around. This faint white shape floats side to side outside the doorway, moving in this weird way that looks like a ghost would move. It glides in this smooth, totally unnatural way, and leaves this foggy trail behind it as it goes by. But here's what makes it even more disturbing. This thing doesn't just flash across the screen and disappear. Morgan says the actual footage goes on for almost 6 minutes, with that weird shape just hovering by the entrance, like it's standing guard, or waiting for something. So what was it? A malfunction with the camera? Some trick of the night vision? Or maybe just dust reflecting the light? Or did the security camera at Morgan's family's place actually record something paranormal hanging around outside her dad's workshop? Now let's look at 2 night officers who got hired to keep watch over an abandoned hospital for the next few months. While working their shifts, they ran into some weird noises in the middle of the night, and they heard other guards talking about seeing shadows moving around in there before. Things got really strange when they started checking out different areas of the hospital, and that's when they both began recording everything.
女の人の声とかめっちゃ聞こえるから、本当ここは相性悪いんだろうなって思いますね。ちょっと待ってな。ちょっと今。 全然喋ることが思い浮かばない。
One of the guards heard footsteps coming from one of the empty rooms, so he rushed over to check who was there, but he found nobody around. The weird thing is, during the exact moment when the guard was in that room hearing those footsteps, you can clearly see someone walking up the stairs on the left side. When they looked at the footage more closely, they found something even more chilling. While the guard was patrolling the second floor, he suddenly started hearing a woman's voice. Right after that, he heard this really creepy laugh, which scared him so much he ran straight out of the building. When you look at the regular footage without enhancing it, it's hard to see clearly, but there's definitely some strange figure standing in the background. This figure wasn't moving at all. You can definitely tell that someone or something was there with them that night. The big question is, was it the same one they spotted on the stairs just before? Or could these have been spirits making themselves known? This next clip comes from a different night guard who was working at another abandoned hospital. He had just started his job there, since the building was going to be torn down in a few weeks. During his shift, he caught something strange on camera.
なんかいる感じするもんね。ガラスのとこになんか白い影みたいな見えないですあれ。なんだろう。二人したんかよ。さあ行ってみたい。あ。
What you're seeing is a wheelchair moving all by itself, which definitely isn't normal. Some people think a ghost, or maybe the spirit of someone who used to be a patient, might have been pushing it. Could this really be possible? A couple moves into this new house, and it doesn't take long before they start picking up on things that feel deeply off about the place. In the beginning, it's just little stuff, unexplained noises here and there, this constant uneasy vibe, and that thick feeling in the air, like the house isn't really as empty as it should be. That's when they find it, a hidden attic space tucked away above them, and inside are these weird stick-shaped things that look way too much like something you'd use in a ritual. Once they uncover that room, everything in the house starts ramping up even more. One night, her boyfriend's out and she's completely alone in the house when she starts hearing strange sounds coming from upstairs. Feeling freaked out and anxious, she grabs her phone, hits record, and slowly makes her way up the stairs to investigate and see what's going on. What ends up on that video is the kind of thing that would make you bolt for the door.
Haló, ki az? Hát ez, úristen, ugye ti is láttátok, és teljesen egyedül vagyok itthon a lakásba, és nem tudom, Ádi mikor jön.
Right as she gets close to the room, there's a hand that slaps against the glass in the door from inside. It happens fast, but it's unmistakable and absolutely chilling, like somebody's in there, just waiting for her to get close enough to see it. She forces herself to push the door open and go inside, but there's nobody there. The room's totally empty. No person, no cracked window, nothing at all that could explain what just hit that glass. She's so rattled that she leaves the house completely and waits outside until her boyfriend finally gets home. From the moment they discovered that hidden room behind the wall, the weird stuff happening in the house has gotten significantly worse and way more constant than before. There's still no solid answer or explanation for any of it, but one thing seems pretty obvious to everyone now. Whatever's been living in that house with them all this time isn't trying to stay hidden anymore. Anisha shared a video that her 4-year-old son had recorded. Like many kids, he believed in the elf on the shelf tradition, where parents secretly move the toy around at night and tell their children the elf comes alive to cause mischief. The little boy really wanted to catch the elf in action, so he set up a camera facing the toy to film it overnight. When he checked the footage the next day, he saw something that scared him so badly he ran to show his mom. Anisha was freaked out too when she watched what he'd captured.
Can I pour some in my cup?
At first, she thought she might actually see the elf moving, but instead, something much more frightening appeared. Like something from a horror movie, the outline of a child suddenly showed up on camera. The figure just stood there, completely still, then vanished in a split second without moving a muscle. But the creepiest part was how the child looked. People who've seen the video say the figure appears unnaturally thin, with some even saying it looked like a corpse. Anisha believes they caught a child's spirit on camera. She thinks that maybe, just like her son, this spirit wanted to see if the elf would come to life, but the elf stayed as motionless as the ghostly figure that visited it. To this day, Anisha still can't explain what her son's camera recorded that night. This video was captured by a concerned father who also realized that something otherworldly must have been going on in his house, and most of the time this happened when he was all alone at home.
Alright, check this out. There's this noise coming from the bedroom. But my wife and my baby, they're not here. They're not in the bedroom. And this noise happens every day at this exact time. There's no one in there. No one.
creepy face was peeking onto their property from outside, seemingly watching both mother and child. Some people think it might have been something evil coming from the forest next door. Is this what they captured that night? Pretty disturbing. This teenage kid takes an old doll out to a playground after dark and sets it down real carefully, while keeping his camera trained right on it. It looks like he's waiting for the doll to do something creepy, like move on its own, tip over, or give some kind of sign that something paranormal is going on. At first, absolutely nothing happens. Then, all of a sudden, the doll just falls over on its own, so he has to walk up and stand it back up again. But that's when things at the playground get seriously weird. One of the swings close by starts swinging by itself, rocking gently back and forth like some invisible kid just climbed on. Nobody's sitting there, nobody's pushing it from behind, just that empty swing moving through the darkness all on its own. Did the doll drag something back with it, or was there already something sleeping in that playground just waiting for the doll to show up? And after that happens, they're not about to hang around and see what comes next. They grab the doll, pack everything up, and get out of that playground as fast as they can. Here's hoping that whatever was making that swing move didn't decide to tag along when they left. This next recording might be short, but it's absolutely terrifying and will leave you with chills down your spine. A driver was making his way down a completely deserted and isolated road in the remote Australian outback, forced to travel through the immense expanse of a massive forest, when he suddenly came face to face with this deeply chilling and disturbing scene.
Seen way too many movies for this. You're a go, mate.
His headlights cut through the darkness and lit up something disturbing. A person standing completely still, dressed in dark clothes. This figure didn't seem to care that a car was coming. They wouldn't move out of the way, wouldn't step aside, and for a moment it looked like they were actually waiting for him. The driver got really nervous and decided not to stop. He hit the gas and drove right past the figure, trying not to look directly at it, but later he swore he could feel that thing slowly turning its head to watch him go by. Something caught his attention when he glanced in his rearview mirror. The figure had completely vanished. There was no trace of it anywhere, no shadow, no shape, just the empty road and the dark forest all around. Some people think it might have been some kind of dark spirit from the lower astral plane, a malevolent presence that didn't simply disappear from the road because it had left the area, but because, according to what they said, it was now riding along with him, seated right there in his back seat. place called the Amman Valley Hospital, a maternity hospital that's been rotting away and empty for decades now. It originally opened its doors back in 1936, serving as a small cottage hospital for people in the area. After almost 50 years of taking care of patients, shifts in healthcare eventually shut it down for good. Since it closed, anyone who's gone inside says the whole building feels heavy, like something dark is still hanging around in there. There are visitors who say they barely got through the front door before this crushing sense of fear hit them so hard they had to turn around and leave. When paranormal investigators Elliot and Joe managed to get inside, they already knew the hospital had this really dark history. But as they started walking through those empty hallways, they eventually came to one corridor where it felt like something in there suddenly became aware of their presence.
Actually, to be honest, I don't know if this is a bed.
I'll tell you though, this has got, when you look at the camera, the way you go through, it's like a horror movie. Look at this though. Again. That's just insane to me to be left. Honestly, I'm looking through the camera and I get like horror movie look already.
And we understand this place has been abandoned for decades now. So you may not have had many people to talk to in these years. Be absolutely fascinating to talk to you about what this place used to be like, what life was like back then. And something you may not know is it's the year 2026 right now. Was that you?
No, didn't move.
Oh, it's probably insane because I think, what was it, 18 in the 80s? So the 1990s even? This was what am I saying? The 1980s, this was abandoned.
Yeah.
So 40, 50 years this place has been like this.
Mm-hmm.
Does it surprise you to tell you that it's now the year 2026? What was that? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that
What?
behind me?
What? I don't know. All I heard is you running at me.
Did you not hear shh?
Yeah, I thought it was you running at me.
That wasn't me. It was in there.
To tell you that it's now the year 2026? What was that? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
Tell you that it's now the year 2026? What was that? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
The year 2026? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What was that behind me?
What? I don't know. All I heard is you running at me.
Did you not hear shh?
Yeah, I thought it was you running at me.
That wasn't me. It was in there.
Literally all I heard was really you running at me. It sounded like a plastic bag, didn't it?
Yeah.
There is a plastic bag right there, just so I let you know.
Oh.
Don't want to... Now I'll turn my light off again. Yeah, like it sounded like when...
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And then, well, yeah,
And then I
to me,
ran.
like it was all the same thing.
But when you're in a dark hospital, pitch black, you can't see anything, and you hear, it sounded like to me someone was going. Do you know what I mean? It was like.
I know, it's hard for me to comment because it sounded like that was part of you running.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. All I heard is. Running.
Yeah, no.
The two of them kept going, heading further into the hospital and calling out, hoping to reach whatever might still be haunting the place. But for a stretch of time, nothing happened. The whole building just sat there, in this eerie, unnatural silence. Out of nowhere, this really disturbing noise came echoing down the dark hallway in front of them, and they both stopped dead immediately.
I don't like this.
What is that?
We're being surrounded. Generally. You keep your camera that way, I'll keep mine this way, because what the f***?
Joe completely froze when a loud bang rang out right ahead of them. They barely had time to react before another crash went off, this time from behind. The noises kept bouncing back and forth along the entire length of the corridor, almost like whatever was making them was deliberately circling around them in the darkness, or intentionally trying to freak them out and mess with their heads. Elliot and Joe decided to head deeper into a different part of the abandoned hospital, hoping they'd catch more paranormal stuff on camera. It didn't take long before something seemed to actually respond to their presence.
Is that how you'd like to communicate? What was that? Like a ding out there.
Was that out there, was it?
Yeah. Do you know what's strange as well? They don't feel so bad in this room.
No.
It's really odd.
The weird sounds kept coming, and now they were happening right when the investigators would ask questions out loud. Each knock, each bang, every far-off noise made the place feel way less abandoned than it looked. Elliot and Joe wanted to get nearer to the source of all those sounds, so they went back out into the hallway. Following the activity further into the pitch black, they might have actually gotten closer than they should have to whatever was in there with them.
Why, but I randomly just go quiet. Like, I don't know what to say. Oh, man.
Ooh. No? That's just temperature, is it? Or
Temperature's gone up somehow, yeah. It definitely hasn't. It's freezing. Bit of a weird thing to say, but that was my zip on my trousers.
really? What was that?
Oh, me! What the was that? Oh, Jesus, man.
Without warning, a violent bang suddenly went off somewhere way too close for comfort, and both guys felt an immediate surge of genuine fear shoot through them. Even so, they forced themselves to keep moving and made themselves head directly toward wherever that loud and unsettling sound had just come from. When they reached the spot, things got even worse. A heavy sulfur smell filled up the entire hallway. If you know anything about paranormal cases, that kind of rotten, sulfurous stench usually means you're dealing with something darker, something hostile, maybe even something evil. The whole vibe kept getting more oppressive with every passing moment, but Elliot and Joe pressed on anyway, right up until they spotted something on the floor that made them freeze instantly.
Bastard.
Oh my days.
What?
Oh my days, this is cold.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. I'm starting to literally freeze now. That's not you, by the way.
No, I know, we've just walked past it. I've never heard it do that before. That would have gone off as we walked past if that we've literally had to walk in front of it.
Yeah.
Go back a bit. There's no way that would pick us up from here. Impossible.
No, there won't.
Is someone following us? If you are, that is absolutely brilliant. That's fantastic. You can keep following us. Like, 'cause that's not temperature.
No, that's movement.
Yeah. Let me show you. I'm going to do a thing. Show you where I have to be. I'm directly in the middle of it. There.
You have to be that close.
Yeah, this is where you have to be for it to get. It's gone off on the other side now.
Seriously?
It's like someone's just walked away from me. I'm sorry if I've just walked up to you.
That's incredible, actually.
Yeah, it's like literally as I walked up to it, someone's walked to the other side. I'll walk away because I don't want to...
Out of nowhere, their motion sensor started beeping like crazy, as if something invisible had just walked up right behind them. As the hours dragged on, Joe began feeling seriously off physically. It started with just a slight headache, but then came thick brain fog, confusion, total disorientation, and it got bad enough that they both agreed to call it quits for the night. Afterward, both Elliot and Joe said they honestly think what happened to them inside Amman Valley Hospital was real paranormal activity, and that's not something they usually claim. So, what really happened here? Was this just an old crumbling maternity hospital settling and creaking, or did these investigators actually step into a building where something still lingers and won't go away?
Sí me da miedo, pero tengo que venirles a lavar a mis viejitos.
Sarah works overnight security shifts with additional cleaning duties. One place she regularly handles is a senior living facility, and according to her, the activity never stops. The second she enters to begin washing clothes, the atmosphere turns thick and strange sounds start up.
Los ruidos y se siente pesado el ambiente. ¿Qué será eso?
In her initial footage, she records from the washing area, mentioning that numerous elderly people have passed in that location, and relatives often remain close by, waiting for the deceased to be removed.
Para que escuchen, oigan.
While she's talking, you can hear gentle tapping coming from somewhere along the hallway.
Estoy sola, estoy sentada. ¿Escucharon? Sal, no hay nadie. Demasiado triste. Aquí es donde a veces están esperando a recoger los cuerpos. Oigan, ¿escucharon?
Then at 2:22, something very unsettling occurs.
Se escuchó algo. Oigan. Se está escuchando el piano. Y no hay nadie en el piano. No mames. No hay nadie y lo estoy escuchando. Es increíble. No.
The piano appears to start playing without anyone touching it.
Y no hay nadie en el piano. No mames. No hay nadie y lo estoy escuchando. Es increíble. No.
A follow-up recording begins similarly.
¿Muchos ruidos? Oigan.
There's a subtle groan or murmur beneath the background sounds.
Se escucha como que gritaran, como si hablaran. No es nadie. Pues se escucha que gritan.
She stops moving, trying to hear better.
Que grita. Creo que es de acá. Oigan, hay veces que se oyen las sillas de ruedas que caminan, que hablan.
As if the sounds weren't disturbing enough already, a few minutes after that, this occurs.
¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí, mire algo.
Her supply cart shifts forward several inches without being touched.
¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, no! Ahora sí, mire algo.
You might assume the paranormal events are connected to the senior facility, but her next post hints at something more puzzling. At a customer's personal residence, the recordings pick up what resembles someone walking up the staircase, despite the home being vacant. She also captured something similarly creepy at another job site. Something unnatural gets filmed at the staircase landing.
El cuarto del muchacho para que ustedes lo vean. Nosotros sí escuchamos a veces cómo suben, pero no vemos a nadie.
You can make out a dim shadowy figure behind the railing.
Para que ustedes lo vean. Nosotros sí escuchamos a veces cómo suben, pero no vemos a nadie.
Yet the residence is totally unoccupied. Nobody is here.
Y es que él falleció hace algunos meses. ¿Qué es eso?
She explains the homeowner lost her son several months back. The woman frequently wonders if she has been noticing anything unusual. That be fabric moving on the windows, the steps making noise, or entryways that occasionally close forcefully. She maintains his space exactly as he had it when he was alive.
Tocamos nada de limpieza.
So, what's the explanation of her constantly running into these bizarre occurrences? Is it the locations themselves, spaces filled with grief and death? Or is she somehow drawing the supernatural activity toward herself?
¡Ay, no! ¿Qué es eso?